Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Sticks. We got an unbagging today. Yeah, this is something that you haven't seen before. Neither have I. And this is a new form factor for a fitness band watch crossover. Yeah, I don't know really what you'd call it, if it's a band or a watch or a little of both. Let's get into it and check it out. Wow. Wow! Wow! Oh, I love Christmas! In January. Okay, don't destroy it now. These guys can wait. I know. There! Wow, it's in its own little bag, too. They've really got this thing protected. Aw. Okay. It's got its own little hanger, so you could do a point of purchase sale on a rack somewhere. It's iWownFit Power Sports Watch. What is it actually? It's officially called the P1, and here it is on their official Amazon website. That's right, you can pick this up. Look at that, $50, free shipping, right from Amazon. A GPS running watch with, and this is some of the new features, HRV, heart rate variability analysis. So not only do you get the heart rate monitor, but it's going to check to see how much stress you're under while you're exercising so you don't injure yourself. Interesting new technology, huh? IP67 full, dunkable waterproof, and multi-sport mode. Let's go over those things in more detail. Here's the full sheet on it, the P1. All right. Highlights, it's got 7 different running modes, and you're going to see how all that stuff works. So am I. Built-in GPS, we love it when that happens, so it's going to track your track for you. Dynamic heart rate monitoring 24/7 with heart rate variability analysis that indicates your fatigue state, and you get your heart rate alerts when you've reached your maximum and minimum heart rate when you exercise. Dream come true. We are talking dream come true. That's right. 50-meter waterproof, not just, your splash and dunk. Talking 50-meter, they're saying. You can do it during swimming, diving, everything. Don't take a hot shower with it, though. Cold showers are fine. We men are used to that. Multi-sport management. You can record real-time heart rate, exercise duration, distance, all automatically. And there's I don't even know if I know 17 kinds of sports, let alone to choose from them. Yoga. All right, I'll do yoga. That sounds good. Incoming call reminders, notifications. Battery life is 5 to 7 days with 8 hours, about 1 day if you're in constant GPS mode. And it's got, they say, a stopwatch, timer, do not disturb, sedentary reminder, probably remote camera, and so forth. Kindly note, iOS 9 and above, Android 4.3 and above for tethering, and you have to have Bluetooth 4.2, so you've got that low power capability. All right, let's open it up. It is, yes, sealed. I didn't bring my slitters with me for the video, so ouch. We will open. I'm sorry. Gosh, I get too excited with this. There. Okay. Yeah. There we go. iWownFit Power Sports Watch. Yes, indeed. Wristband heart rate GPS running watch. Nice. Oh, it's got its own little hiding box. Wow, they're really protecting it. A secondary layer to it. It's got that classic two-tone band we're starting to see. This is one with lots of breathability. It's more holes than it is band. And you know what? I like that. For folks that are really serious about exercising, you're going to be sweating a lot. And having a lot of breathability is a really good idea. Check it out. It looks like they're not removable by any stretch of the imagination. They're all one unit here. But wow. Nice big clasp. Long band. We had a question about how long are the bands because somebody had a really small arm and it just wouldn't work. But you got holes that go all the way up to the edge, so cut it off if it's too long, I guess. Without turning it on, this is what it looks like, and it does wrap pretty far around even on me with a medium-sized arm. So small wrist could be a challenge. You might actually have to trim it down a bit. It's narrow and small enough that it would work for a woman or a man, and we will turn it on shortly after we show you that the charger unit is like this. We haven't seen anything like this one. I'm tongue-tied. Literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pins, not 4. 2 power and 2 data. This has got 5 pins. What in the world is it doing with that extra pin? Wow. Okay, it's good and strong. Looks like it'll definitely not flop off. USB charging. iWownFit. This is different, isn't this? Look at here. We've got 2 plates, metal plates. I wonder if this has also got the ECG, BPG stuff going. And you got the diodes in there. Wow. Wow. All right. I love it when it's new. This is the cool thing. I keep harping on this in the comments, but I may as well say it out loud as we go through the manual here. Power Smartwatch. You know, when you look at phone technology, they had a field day in the first 2 or 3 years. The first iPhone didn't even have a camera. And then we got a back camera, and then we got a front camera. And wow, you know, now all they do is like throw extra lenses on them or stuff, or try to make them 900 frames a second so you can go in really slow motion. But all the joy is gone. There's not so much you can do in a phone anymore. But the watch world is brand spanking new. This is like going to Mars, folks. With the watches, everything is different. We've got wearable, it's tiny, it's on your arm. It's crawling along at where phones used to be a few years ago with Android 4.4, 5.1, and now 6 starting to come out. But wow, I mean, you can do so much with wearable technology that you can't with a phone. So I really like watches. Can you tell? All the rest of the manual is different languages, and we'll take that little cover off, exposing the dark screen. We'll charge it up, turn it on. Okay, we are fresh out of the box and slightly charged enough to give you a look at what this band will do from the perspective of the band. Hello, with an exclamation mark. Really bright, very nice, very bright, very quick screen. Here we go. We have 2 buttons on this side, and from what I can tell, they work like scrolling. So if I go like this, I get the energy with hours 0 through 24, so it's a 1-day monitoring of your energy and your steps, and then you're back to time. So you have 3 screens this way, same 3 screens that way. You're looping through 3 screens. When you go this way, you go to sports, function, health, and back to time. So we have 4, and they loop also. Okay, that happens on the buttons too. If I press this, I go like the vertical, and if I go this, I go the horizontal with a single press. Simple so far, right? This is off and on. Now, let's go deeper. Let's go over here. Let's look at the sports. You have running, cycling, and fast walk are your primary ones. I don't know if they're changeable. Then you have more and record. Let's go into more. Now look at all the sports you've got. Mountain climbing, I guess, basketball, badminton, table tennis, soccer, volleyball. Sounds like the Olympics, doesn't it? Sit-ups, rope jump, yoga, dance, aerobics, ice skating of all things. How in the world do you measure ice skating on a watch? And tennis. And that's it. That's all in the more category of your overall sports. And then if you go to functions, you've got your messages, you've got your schedule, which tie into a calendar, I guess. You have a stopwatch that you can work with, measuring seconds, minutes, and hours. You have a timer, so you can set a 1, 3, 5, or 10-minute countdown timer. Let's do 1 minute. Let's go back to the stopwatch. It's still clicking, so it runs in the background. That's really good news. A lot of them, they stop when you leave them. The timer is still counting down as well. Nice. Then you go into settings. Here we have the dial where we can change the different dials that we have. How do we do that? Up and down? Yeah, up and down. Okay, we have this one, another one. Ooh, that's pretty, in digital. Another analog one with calories in the corner. A fancy one with little slashes across it, basically time. Bright one with bubbles. Another one in blue. A round one, and we're back home. Let's take that one. Leave that one on for a minute. Oh boy. Okay, it's vibrating. Time is up. I can hit stop. There was no sound, but there was vibration. And if I come over to our stopwatch, it's still running. And our timer worked fine. And we were in settings where we changed the dial. Smart track. Gonna have to look at that one. Not sure what it is, but it's off. Now it's on. 24-hour heart rate, I would imagine. Your do not disturb, so you don't get vibrated during certain times. 24-hour time or 12-hour time. I like it in 12-hour time, AM, PM. Your languages that you can set are only Chinese and English on this one right now. And brightness. Oh my goodness, it's that low right now? What? Whoa! Hey, give me the sunglasses. I'm going to run this at high bright for a second. Wow! Wow! It looks white there. It's the same green, but I do need my shades. It is so bright. This can be read outside easily. It's not that transreflective kind of screen, but it's got a lot of lumens in there. Wow! I've never seen a watch like this. This is really cool. That's the brightness. Oh, I got to tone it down. You guys are never going to, whoops, you're never going to be able to see what I'm doing here. Come back. Okay. Stopwatch, settings, down to brightness. Let's bring it back down to something reasonable. And all the way down is like that, which is still good and bright indoors. Run it about right there. That seemed to be just about right for filming. It jumps to the top each time, so I got to come back down to about. Aha, it's got a QR code with numbers on it. That must have to do with tethering to the app in the phone, which we'll get to. Don't even know what it is yet, but we will discover that. And then reset. We'll clear all of the settings and reset the watch. Yeah. Oh, we're back to the original watch face, I guess, somehow. Okay, I'm going to get the app all ready and go out and collect some data so we got something to look at on this watch. And here's what it looks like on. Yeah, I like this one. Already I like it. Don't know what it can do, but it's nice. Oh, there it went to the other one that we chose. I'm not sure what it's doing. That charged pretty quick. Look at that. It's almost all the way up. All right, I digress. I'll be back. The app we tethered to is called iWownFit Pro. It's in the manual. There's no QR code, so you're going to have to go to the Google Play Store to download it. When you do, you're asked to set up an account, your email, and a password, and then you get access to this page. I'll guide you through from this point. Your first page is to set everything up. I'll take my defaults here of your number of steps and your weight. Then it goes to the next page, slowly. Perhaps it's interrogating the server, I don't know. And it bounces out. Okay, it crashed. But that's great because it lets me show you what it looks like. iWownFit Pro from the Google Play Store. And tells you a little bit about it. And January the 8th was the latest update, and this is about the 20th or so of January. 50,000 downloads so far, so quite a few downloads for this. Open the app to automatically synchronize the data, it says, with activity recording, heart rate recording, sleep recording, and all of that. Now we get to this page, which gives you your temperature, weather, and where my thumb is, your location. Drop down to synchronize data, and it's probably going to tell us we are not connected. Yeah, it just goes into here. I'm going to have to go to device, and is it a bracelet or is it a watch? I'm going to guess it's a watch. Let's see. It's searching to see if there's anything here. It's right here. And it's got something. It says it's the P1 with an 8247. You remember seeing that in the QR code? Let's connect. Okay. Band set. It wants to be paired. We let it pair. Click here to set your band. Okay, it says it's connected. And here's all the things. Easy camera. If I click on here, and I presume there's that easy camera mode, and if I wanted to take a picture, I'm going to move this so you can see when I click the button, it froze, and it just took that picture. So that works. You have a schedule reminder here with a calendar that you can put in your own information by date, and you saw that on the band that we have a schedule capability. For schedule reminders, sedentary reminders, this is where you can turn it on to remind you between the times that you set when you need to get up and take a stretch break. You even have a lunch break not to remind you to exercise during lunch. Hello? That's the time I would exercise. You know, a Big Mac in one hand, a drink in the other, and chugging down the road, getting some exercise. Anyway, yes, sedentary reminder capability. Oh, I have a firmware update. We're going to do that later. And message notification. And of course, you got to go in and activate all of the different things. First, you got to turn it on. This is the iWownFit Pro. Says it'll collect data, but they never do, we hope. And these are the things, including WhatsApp, Gmail, and Twitter, along with your SMS and call identity. And you can add any of the other apps that you have that you'd like to have notification information pushed by simply hitting that plus. Sweet. So those are the 4 things you've got going on there. Here's your overall profile where you have activity and weight goal. That looks like that's about it. Then you have FAQ and feedback, get more products, the forum, and so forth. And there's settings. So let's get in here. Here's where I wanted to see if we can change to imperial. It says you can. We can change to Fahrenheit. App update. And this is where we saw that firmware push, which I'll go and do in a moment. And you can look at that, link it to Google Fit. And it's going to, of course, come back and ask me to set up an account for linking, which I just am doing right now. I'm going to allow it, and now it allowed me and connected me to Google Fit, tied to my Google G Plus or Gmail account. Okay, that's really nice in the app that you can have the ability to get your data from the watch to the app and through the app over to Google Fit. And of course, if you can link Google Fit to Runtastic or Stravia or whatever other apps you've got out there, you could probably bounce the data all along the line. All right, that is here, iWownFit Pro. Here's where you set, now you've got it in English instead of metric. You can set all of these parameters, including a profile photo, and get back to the data where you can see what data you've collected. Now I got to go and wear it and get some data. Oh, wait a minute. I found one more thing over here on the device page where we set these parameters up. You can go into a settings option here. And this is how you set things in the band. Your vibration remind. You have different kinds of vibrational periods, I guess. Staccato, wave, heartbeat. Those are different feels that you get in the vibration. We can change those. You can have it cycle however many times you would like. You have a vibration mode that's for calls. A different one you can set for your clock, your schedule, your sedentary reminder, and your message notification. And it's got those pre-seeded for you already with certain vibrations. You can have day, month, month, day, all right, for your date format. I think I'm used to the day, comma, month. You can switch to imperial units of measurement and switch to Fahrenheit. A palming gesture, if turned off, band screen will not light up when you lift the wrist, but it's turned on. So when we lift the wrist, it should light it up. Even though it's good and bright to begin with, there you go. When you lift it up, it'll turn the light on. And you can set the time period. So if you wear it to bed, it's not going to be brightening up every time you roll over. And there's our firmware upgrade, which is checking the version and says that I need to upgrade. So I'll be doing that right now. Well, the update is done, and I went out and I got us some really cool data. So I want to show that to you from this screen, your home screen. If you scroll up, you can see the steps that you walked against. This is an arbitrary 1,500, I guess it wrote. And these are my hourly number of steps that I took today, 2,881 of them, which equates to this in terms of caloric energy. 252 calories on a scale of 100, those are when the calories were burned. So if you're really doing a workout and you're doing some aerobic type stuff, this should be able to show how well that's working. Those are the three things you get when you scroll through here. Now, if I come over here to the side, let's do it this way. Here are the different categories. And if I go down to the record, it shows the very last one, which was a little run for a quarter of a mile in a time of about 7 minutes. But check out all these different categories that you've got. Not only do you get all of your calories and stuff, you have your heart rate, your average pace, your maximum pace, your miles per hour, maximum speed, your average stride, your steps per minute, I guess that is. Wow. And a heart rate curve, which is this. And you see the different colors are showing you when you were in these different zones. So I was going between warm up and fat burning back and forth. Didn't push it to get up into here because I was at a shopping center walking around. But there's your range, 78 to 95. I mean, you got graphs and everything. And that's right here on the watch, which of course is going to show up in the app as well. So when you start a run, you go into like free mode. But watch this. If I go like this, I could set a CPT run or endurance. It contours its data collection for all these different categories. And if you want, you can set an alarm for total calories burned or a target time. That's what I did, was a little 5-minute run. It increments it by 5-minute groupings. You could do miles, run for 3 miles, whatever you'd like. You can set that in half-mile increments, and you're back to free mode. And even in free mode, if you go into settings, you can add other modes. You can do a heart rate alert on here. You can turn that on. You can do the zone alerts as you move into the different alerts. This is the most sophisticated fitness watch. Even those Garmin ones don't do all of this for hundreds, maybe even more. Heart rate alert, miles alert. It'll alert you when you go a mile. It has GPS sports mode, things I don't even know yet what all of those things are. And when you're in any of these, you can go in and you can mess around with those settings as well. Nice, huh? And that is in the running. You get into other things like cycling, which doesn't have all those special type of activities that you had in the running. So you'll pretty much have just the basic settings of these 3 alarms that you could put in. Fast walk and more. And we looked at all of these. Here's mountain climbing. Okay, we don't even have zones there, but this is where your GPS is also going to accumulate your rise and fall in altitude, and in all these other things too. So what does it look like on the app? Let's check it out. Let's start at activity. You've got your steps, you've got your calories, and a little arc. And we can go deeper into that. You've got a heart rate thing, and then you got last night's sleep. And I did sleep with it last night, and let's take a look. When you go in here, it shows you your deep sleep, light sleep, and awake time. I was only up a little bit, 8 minutes out of wow, almost a full 8 hours with almost 4 hours of deep sleep. No wonder I feel rested today. That was great. If I swipe it, well, I guess not. I thought I could go back a day, but I don't have any data from a previous day. Here's heart rate now over the last, or today so far. And it's showing that I have beats per minute across here and time across here in active heart rate, and then these different zones. So you really got a deep analysis in your overall heart rate activity throughout the day by giving you total of minutes you're in the different zones. And you can maximize that for whatever purpose you want. Average, lowest, and highest are shown there. And then there's the overall basic graph, which has just got a couple of little tickers on it. Up here, change of active heart rate. There's the active heart rate stacked. Different way of presenting the data, it looks like, for the day. And then this is also by the day. There's yesterday, the previous day. And it's showing you zones. Wow, 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 wow. Statistician's joy. And then up here, like I said, is your activity. Now, this is where it gets good. Go in here to the activity, and it's showing us our overall for the day by the hour. This is what we saw in that little chart that was on here. Should be identical when I slide up like that. Yeah. Okay, there's the details. Steps, distance, and calories, followed by when it noticed what I was doing, how many steps I took between such and such a time. These were just hanging out, doing things. These now, on the other hand, are when I'm actually went into a mode and I did a run. So let me show you that one. Here's the map. My track is over there a little bit. This is out in the ocean somewhat. Here is the details. Time was 8 minutes, calories burned, and look at the nice big digits, easy to read, and you get that kind of information for a run together with the graph that you can zoom in and out, Google Graph. You have your heart rate plot, and you have the percentages in a circle of the zones that you were in with the calculated beats per minute based on your height and weight and age and everything else you put into it. So an extremely sophisticated way of stratifying, cutting, and presenting you with your overall data. For heart rate, here is the categories of your actual per minute pace and speed. Show you on another one where I have more than less than 1 minute, and it would show up. And then here's a pace graph showing your fastest and average with stride frequency. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was running. Here we go. I scroll down. I click up here. I get the drop-down calendar. Today's today. I can go back to yesterday here. There's my chart from yesterday. Here's different data. And now in here, I've got a running and a cycling. So let's take a look at the cycling one. There you can see a bit of my cycling track on here. Here's the information it gives you for cycling. And here's your heart rate information. This again, I was riding in a car, so I was just like really, really laid back and just playing with the watch. So don't have a lot of data there. But here you go in terms of speed and pace and distance. And since I'm riding in a car, I'm getting these kind of mileage, speedometer readings over about 9, almost 10 miles. So you get the idea. If you're on a bike, if you're walking, if you're running, you're going to get this kind of data. And then you got pace data. that you get with it as well. So, oh wow, look at that. You can slide across it and show you your pace at different times from the time you started. Not clock time. You have to make sure you know when you started if it's a matter of where you were in the clock. But definitely across it like that. Wow. Fun. We don't have that on this other chart, do we? No. But it did on the pace. And then here you go on this one with its data. So we got to there, from up here, shifting from there. And that's the app. That's a lot of stuff that it does for a fitness watch. And it's coming to us from an Amazon store for iWownFit. The GPS running watch P1. Definitely check it out. It's really, really nice. Very bright screen, very capable device, built-in GPS, shows you the weather right on the screen, and has all sorts of different modes to collect data that, by the way, you saw in the app, you can export to Google Fit as well as stratify it and review it directly on the app. You've been watching Smartwatch Ticks. Glad you're here, really. Please subscribe if you haven't. Check the show notes down below for the buying link to pick up the P1. It's a really nice watch. So are you like one of those folks that likes to stay at the movies till after the credits are gone to see if there's a little thing at the end? If you are, you're in luck, because there is. Look at this. Remember I mentioned at the beginning there's these like little plates here? I confirmed with iWownFit that these are electrodes. That's right. As are these places here. Well, at least this one where there's tape on it. And what this is all about is fatigue. If I go into the fatigue mode, notice it says that you're supposed to hold the electrodes here. Where on your left hand, we're going to do that, and then touch there. I'm going to lick myself. Right there, with a little bit of water, wet fingers, and I'm going to hold here. And what's going to happen? It goes into, you got it, an ECG mode. Those, I shouldn't be touching myself. Those electrodes are accumulating the electrocardiograph that we've seen in the other ECG plus PPG videos of the different fitness bands, health bands that collect all that. And they use the ECG data combined with the PPG, that's the little diode, to give you really accurate heart rate as well as blood pressure. Well, a byproduct of that is this fatigue measurement, and that's what we're going to get from this watch. However, I'm understanding they're going to be doing some updates, upgrades, and be able to export out the actual ECG chart information like you saw on the other units. The big difference is this one is really well made. Oh no, it timed out on us. Come back here. Well, all right, there it is. I guess it finished in time. 83. Oh, that's nice. I've been in the 70s. I must be really relaxed. That is an overall fatigue score. Now, what is that? It's the heart rate variability. And if I had a chart, I'd show you, you've got those little peaks that pop up and down, and it's the distance between them. If it changes, you're under stress. It's not good. If they're regular, there's your heart rate, and then there's how regular they are. And if they're really, really regular, then you get a good score on your fatigue chart. And it's all computed by algorithms. And basically, what they're saying is you can use this fatigue measurement system in this watch when you're working out to see how well your body, your mind, and your emotions are handling stress, and be careful so that you don't have any kind of injuries. That's what they're talking about. And this technology built in here is really far out there. This is the type of stuff we're hoping to see. I'm really looking forward to this type of design where it's integrated seamlessly and doesn't even look like a medical instrument. It just has this little squiggly thing that you touch down here. And this is making skin contact. And wow, the future of this is going to be accurate heart rate, blood pressure, fatigue levels, together with all of the fitness stuff you just see and the charts that present it and the export capability to the other apps. I'm definitely looking forward to this one and firmware updates to it, app updates to it, and the next generation when it comes out as well. The iWownFit. All right, we're done now. See you soon.